Harry Potter's 12th birthday makes every other year he spent with the Dursleys look like a walk on a bright sunny afternoon. Harry's supposed to be completely silent in his bedroom while the rest of the family has guests over for a dinner party, but then a house elf named Dobby warns Harry that it is too dangerous to go back to Hogwarts. The warning is ignored. Harry makes his return via the Weasleys' flying car, which almost gets him expelled. Then Harry starts hearing voices in his head. Writings on the wall in blood point to a legendary chamber of secrets that was opened upon the return of the heir of Slytherin. A huge clue that Harry is that heir is his ability to speak to snakes, because that is what Salazar Slytherin was famous for. It's much worse since now, students are being petrified by whatever beast is lurking around the castle. The second year at Hogwarts is where we see the second Harry Potter movie. Quite a few new characters are introduced. First, let's talk about Ron's younger sister Ginny, played by Bonnie Wright. She is only on screen for a little bit in the previous movie, but the second film actually starts implementing her into the story since it is her first year at Hogwarts. She also becomes relevant in drawing Harry toward Voldemort, though not consciously. Unfortunately, while the books still manage to make Ginny a three-dimensional character, she doesn't become as involved in the movies, and half the time you forget about her. Of course, there's Dobby, a house elf that remains a slave to a certain family until he is presented with clothing. He's got a voice that you can imagine him having while reading the book. While his role is fairly strong in the movies, it's much stronger in the books and more prominent. The Stinker's Bad Movie Awards nominated him for Most Annoying Non-Human Character. Man, they really don't like these films, do they? Let's also address Gilderoy Lockhart, played by Kenneth Branagh. He's a celebrity author who wrote many books on the many great magic secrets that he himself discovered and becomes the new Defense Against the Dark Arts teacher, succeeding Professor Quirrell. He's mainly there for comedic relief, but also to momentarily mess things up for the rest of the characters. Why is he messing up? He doesn't intend to mess up, but as we soon learn, he turns out to be a fraud, taking credit for the discoveries that other wizards made, not to mention erasing their memories before publication. Isn't that just evil? I mean, not as bad as Voldemort, but jeez! Though it is entertaining to make fun of this guy for his shortcomings, it's especially satisfying seeing him try to erase Harry's memory using Ron's wand, which was broken upon arrival to Hogwarts. What an idiot. Here, we're also introduced to Lucius Malfoy, father of Harry's bitter rival, Draco Malfoy. Lucius works as a school governor at Hogwarts after his academic career as pupil of Slytherin House. He certainly has a threatening gesture, especially in the scene where he has the Minister for Magic, Cornelius Fudge, arrest Hagrid and take him to Azkaban. We'll learn all about that place later, especially knowing that the next installment involves someone who broke out of that prison. The Malfoy family is also the one in charge of Dobby. Once he's set free and Lucius is launched back for trying to attack Harry, man is that satisfying. Each of these Harry Potter installments has him face some kind of incarnation of Voldemort. This time, it's through a diary kept by Tom Marvolo Riddle in his years at Hogwarts. 50 years prior, he was the last to open the Chamber of Secrets and sets free a basilisk that kills a muggle-born girl in the ladies' bathroom. That same girl now haunts the bathroom as a ghost known as Moaning Myrtle. Anyway, this incident was the reason Hagrid was expelled from Hogwarts. He was blamed for the opening of the chamber, and his pet spider Aragog was thought to have been the monster that killed Myrtle. Aragog himself makes an appearance to provide Harry and Ron with hints to this monster, yet for some reason allow his fruitful offspring to attempt to dine on the visitors despite them being friends with Hagrid. By the way, Aragog was voiced by Julian Glover, who previously played as Kristatos in For Your Eyes Only, and Walter Donovan in Indiana Jones and the Last Crusade. Let me be honest, I actually found this film to be better than the first film because of how much more expanded it is. We get to explore more of Hogwarts, such as seeing what Dumbledore's office looks like, and gathering a history lesson about the school itself. We get to learn that the houses in Hogwarts were named after its four founders, Godric Gryffindor, Rowena Ravenclaw, Helga Hufflepuff, and Salazar Slytherin. This history lesson could also be explained in the books, in rare cases through the songs sung by the Sorting Hat before the sorting begins. Yeah, in the books, the Sorting Hat sings a short song about the four houses and comes up with a different song each year, sometimes singing of the perils that await that year. However, in the movies, we see the sorting, and that's it. No songs from the hat. Moving on, the effects, just like before, don't age very well sometimes. This is especially true with Fawkes the Phoenix and the Basilisk. Dobby looks like he's done well, and still looks good today. Not perfect, not totally blended into the environment, but I like the design and I like how he's implemented. The Quidditch scene also looks great, and the intensity with the rogue bludger is very well done. The effects overall complement the story, but a certain issue I have with the story is that at the beginning of the book, a letter was sent to Harry by the Ministry of Magic warning him for the use of underage sorcery that he didn't really commit, and he would be expelled if he did any more underage sorcery. No such letter was sent in the movie. Also, I feel like the effects of the howler that Ron gets were too over-exaggerated. I think it was enough to hear the loud voice of his mother coming out of that thing. But of course, this was the 2000s, so they had to show off their awesome and innovative technology. Hate to say it, crew of Harry Potter and the Chamber of Secrets, but it looks incredibly stupid. It's certainly not among the best films to ever get made, but it's one of those rare instances where the sequel is better than its predecessor. The series would continue to explore more of the magic and more of the school. Usually it's faithful to the source material, but tends to make changes that are sometimes welcome, but other times not. The effects are mostly good, but other times dated, and this second film is a worthy successor, definitely one worth your time.